computer screen gets that scroll where it's like, you're really frustrated, and you just want to refresh it. So, in my book, The 10-Minute Refresh for Moms, I tell you 2 things that I want you to take away. First, taking care of yourself is a priority. It is not selfish. It is an act of public service. When a mother takes care of herself and takes the time to do something that she loves, she shows up filled up, overflowing with joy and peace and confidence and love, rather than boiling over and feeling burned out. Second takeaway I want you to know is that self-care does not take a lot of time. In fact, in minutes a day, you can literally go from feeling blah to hurrah! And I want you to know that it literally goes, you just have to do simple mind hacks, time tweaks, things that you literally just change your vocabulary. It does not take a lot of time to become the kind of person that you want your kids to emulate. And that is the 10-Minute Refresh for Moms. Thank you.
Tears? Oh, no. Those tears will do you no good now. You are the creator of that black poison. Your anger, your pride, your judgment. You have been hoarding that poison all your life with no regard to the consequences. Well, look at the consequences now. Look what it is doing to your precious prince. And as I listened to the words of the Dark Lord, I hung my head. Could he possibly be telling the truth? And I saw my arms, I saw this poison leaving my arms, drifting over toward my precious prince. That poison latched itself onto his cloak, that life-giving cloak, once white and bright and full of color, now just dirty and filthy and dark, and it had come from me. The cloak now compressing around his body, constricting, tightening, sucking the life out of him. And I thought, am I the cause of this horrific scene? I couldn't look. But something said, look up, and I looked again. And as I looked, there was this beautiful, bright pinpoint of sunshine and light coming from that cloak toward me. And that's when I knew the difference between the lies I was being told and the miracle that I was witnessing. Honor is book 4 in the series, A Doorway Back to Forever. It's a book on faith, courage, that will remind you who you are, where you came from, why you're here, and where you're going. And it will bring you closer to your personal Savior, Jesus Christ, in ways that you may never have considered. It is such a beautiful gift that he's given us. It's now our turn to honor it. Thank you.
Norris.
I am so happy to be here with all of you, and there is such a theme, isn't there, about human existence is challenging, isn't it? So I'm excited to read some of the many books you've written. In 2003, I was in a difficult season of my life. I call it my desert crossing season, and I was an overwhelmed single mom dealing with some disappointments in life. And one of my friends gifted me a book called Pathway to Purpose for Women by Katie Brazelton, who was the former director of women's ministries for Saddleback Church. And her book gave me the hope for my future. I actually hired her as my coach. We created a life plan, and in my life plan, what I discovered about myself is that my purpose in life is to be an encourager of women through writing, speaking, and coaching. We decided that I would one day write a book, and she would write the foreword of my book. She wrote the foreword of my book, which is almost more exciting for me than that I wrote the book. So these 12 steps in This book are intended to help women turn an overwhelming to-do list in their life into an exciting roadmap, and to turn whatever disappointment or fear that they have about their future into hope for something that will be amazing in their life. So thanks very much.
Ever felt stressed out, overwhelmed, overworked, underpaid, underappreciated? If you've just raised your hand, you've now gotten into the mind of a modern-day mom. I want to tell you, as a mother, we're like a computer screen with 50 tabs open all the time, running a million miles a minute, helping everyone in the world except for ourselves. Somehow, the tab that says, "Take care of yourself, Mom," is never open. And our computer screen gets that scroll where it's like, you're really frustrated, and you just want to refresh it. So, in my book, The 10-Minute Refresh for Moms, I tell you 2 things that I want you to take away. First, taking care of yourself is a priority. It is not selfish. It is an act of public service. When a mother takes care of herself and takes the time to do something that she loves, she shows up filled up, overflowing with joy and peace and confidence and love, rather than boiling over and feeling burnt out. Second takeaway I want you to know is that self-care does not take a lot of time. In fact, in minutes a day, you can literally go from feeling blah to hurrah! And I want you to know that it literally goes, and you just have to do simple mind hacks, time tweaks, things that you literally just change your vocabulary. It does not take a lot of time to become the kind of person that you want your kids to emulate. And that is the 10-Minute Refresh for Moms. Thank you.
Face, man. I mean, guard your shirt. I don't want you to have a wet shirt all day. But yeah, roll that up. Let's tell Frank to roll that up, right? Yeah, do the other one. You might jump in. You might jump in. So this is H. It means hot. What do you think this means? Cold. Yeah. Why don't you see if that's cold? There's ice in there. Yeah. Is that cold? Yeah. It was a song. Okay, Vanilla Ice. All right, there you go. There you go. So right now he has one hand in hot, one hand in cold. And what do you think the L stands for? Lukewarm. Now here's what's interesting. Are you okay? You're not freaking out? No hypothermia yet? Here's what we do. This is what we do. We go on social media and we say, who's crushing it today? And then we look and say, I'm better. I'm better. I got more likes. Right? I'm better. Come on, don't some of you have a little list in your head? Come on. I don't know if for the ladies it's look at her hair, it's better. I don't have to worry about that. That's one I don't have to worry about. But then we go to somewhere else and we go, I suck. Is this true? Right? What is going on with me? What? Look at that person. So literally in one scroll we go, I am hot, and then we say, I suck. Is this true? So here's what's interesting. I want you to take this hot hand and put it in here. Can you do that? Go ahead. Just pop it in. And take that other one and put it in there. Right, at the same time. Go ahead. Put that in there. That's a pretty weird feeling in your brain, isn't it? What is your brain telling you about this? This is warm. What is your brain telling you about this? Whoa, it worked. Let's give Frank a hand. Thank you, Internet. Thank you for working. Now, why do I show you that illustration? You're going, thermostat, I like that. We're going to talk about thermostat today in the Charge What You're Worth. But here's the civil war that's going on in your own head all the time. No wonder why you're not making progress. You're literally going around in life saying, I'm hot, I suck, I'm hot, I suck. Is this true? And then you see a client and you're like, I'm hot, I suck, I'm hot. Do you think they can pick up the vibes? They're like, you suck. Right? Because what do we say? Clarity attracts and confusion repels. Ouch. No wonder why some of us are struggling making income. It's because we're in a civil war in our head all the time. You know what's interesting? What's the answer? What's the answer? Stay off Facebook? But, do you think people struggled with this 100 years ago? Do you think Cain struggled with this in the garden? Absolutely. So Facebook isn't the problem. We remove Facebook, it's still going to be a problem. I'll tell you what. You weren't called to be water. Let's show that slide. You weren't called to be water. That's the solution. You weren't called to be water. What were you called to be?
Light.
Salt. I like salt, but not salt water. We're talking about light. You are the light of the world. I didn't say this. I didn't say this. Last time I checked, the Son of God said this. I think that's pretty important. You are the light of the world. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Is that powerful?
There's got to be a few writers in the room, right? Yeah. So how many of you remember that first chapter that you turned in and you're so excited about it, and then you get it back from that editor? And it's just covered in the sea of red ink, right? And you look at it and you go, oh my God, do I know what I'm doing, or don't I know what I'm doing, or what is all this about? But you know, our edits are what is supposed to make us better. And that's what When in Doubt, Delete It does. It asks readers to decide, what if you had edits for life? So one of the things that I had to really work on was editing out doubt, deleting it. So when I actually, we all have these thoughts that run through our minds and that kind of thing. And so writers, when you have a new thought, you start a new paragraph, right? So that's the begin edit. We all need things that we need to begin. For me, I had to begin to believe in the impossibles. Those things that we tell ourselves that we can't do or we can't achieve. For me, that was a half marathon. I had 13.1 of what I know were totally uphill miles. Any of you from Nashville or that area? All right, so you know what I'm talking about? They lie to you when they say everything that goes up has to come down. Because in Nashville, that doesn't happen. It goes up and it goes over. So, and then you just start all over again. So as we move through the course, which is another edit, we have to move through those doors of opportunity. And for me, that was learning to tell myself that I can accomplish anything. And once you cross that finish line and you move through that door, you too, something changes in your brain and you certainly begin to realize that I can do these things. I am strong enough, I am fast enough, I'm smart enough, and these are the kind of edits that we need to apply to life. So I ask you, just real quickly, think for a moment what you want to insert in your life. Think what you might want to move towards or away from, whether it's a door of opportunity or towards forgiveness. Think how edits can apply for you, and I urge you to edit often, edit thoroughly, because you have a blank page for life, and it is the story that you want to tell about yourself. So thank you.
Jason Akers, Banker Chef.
Jeff Saylor, Banker Server. Leslie Gallagher, Executive Student. Jason Myers, Executive Chef.
Carol Harmon, Banquet Server.
Matthew Unger, Banquet Captain.
Banquet Server.
Monica Stearns, Banquet Server.
I'm Madison Martin, Convention Service Manager.
I like you the way you are. Seeing you also makes me happy.
You're making a difference in the world.
You are beautiful.
I brought them here to see the plant. I was like, a plant's getting cool. Like, it's not normal. I think this is an excellent project. To have something tangible that you actually physically be a part of is, I think, going to be very powerful.
As the weeks passed, I started noticing that the one that was being bullied started kind of to droop.
While the plant that was being complimented, it was flourishing and beautiful. It's raised the profile massively of different forms of bullying and the effects that bullying can have on
If it affects a plant, it can definitely affect other people.
I transcribe it at 10-year otter. I'd edit it into an article. I'd post the article to my blog, Facebook, LinkedIn, Medium, etc. I'd create a meme and an infographic, and I'd post that everywhere with a link back to the video or the article. Now, what happened over the next 48 hours with that video? Well, some pretty cool stuff, I thought, just on an average. So within 48 hours, we had 38 reactions, we had 29 comments, 3 shares, and 534 video views. I also transcribed that and edited it into an article, and we posted it up, and I got 88 reactions and 21 comments. So I took that 15 minutes of effort and turned it into something that is an asset online that's going to keep raising awareness for my book. Plus, we posted it to Medium, we posted it to Twitter, we posted it to my blog, we posted it on Instagram, and we posted it on Pinterest. And the total amount of effort with all of this was somewhere right at 60 minutes to do all of this because of having a system in place. Now, the one last one I want to show you real quick. Some people don't want to get on camera. Is there anybody in the audience who does not want to get on camera, that thinks that's just a terrible thing? What if you could make a video without even speaking a word? Would that be cool?
Yeah.
So let me show you. Would that be good?
Yeah.
Yes or yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't see you guys, so it's kind of hard for me. So let me show you real fast. I'm going to show you this video where we're actually going to make a video in under 3 minutes. Does that sound neat?
Yeah.
How we can make a video without actually being on video. We use the Lumen 5 wizard. We fill it out as little as 15 minutes a day. Does that sound good? And we're going to show you how to do it without spending a dime on ads or being chained to your computer, which is even better. So I've actually got 3 things we're going to cover. We're going to go over secret number 1. If you want to sell more books more consistently, content marketing is key. Secret number 2 is going to be consistent content marketing. Comes down to ideation, creation, and distribution. Secret number 3 is you don't have to be a salesperson to sell a lot of books or anything else for that matter. And we're going to have an amazing demo of the brand new Author Wizard software that's a joint venture between Carrie, Dave, and myself that is going to blow your mind, and as with all of our presentations, much, much more. So, secret number 1, if you want to sell more books more consistently, content marketing is the key. So there's a big misconception that we have as authors, especially when you're doing your very first book. And I remember thinking this myself with my first book that took me 4 years to write. And the thought is, I'm going to publish once and I'm just going to cash checks for the rest of my life. And that's not how it works. In fact, I'm only aware of one person who ever did that. And that was Harper Lee, who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird. And so the rest of us, it basically comes down to publish or perish, because we need to publish or perish to get on and stay on people's radar. And we do that with a consistent stream of good, relevant content marketing. Now, what is content marketing? I'm going to give you the boring definition from the dictionary first, and then I'm going to give you my definition. So, content marketing is a type of marketing that involves the creation and sharing of online materials such as videos, blogs, and social media posts that does not explicitly promote a brand, but is intended to stimulate interest in those products or services. Yeah, not very exciting. So, here's a better definition that serves us all a lot better. This is my definition. Posting good, relevant content daily so that you stay on your tribe's radar, get on new people's radar, and they all buy from you sooner rather than later. And that's what we want, ultimately, right? Is a tribe of people who buy from us sooner rather than later. So why do we want to do this thing called content marketing? Well, number one, it proves you know your topic. When you're publishing on a regular basis and coming out with things on social media and other things that we're going to talk about, then if people know that you know what you're talking about. Content marketing is built for the social media world of the feed mentality. Now, real quick, look at me, and I want you to imagine Facebook. Does Facebook make it easy for you to concentrate on anything for any given period of time? And the answer is absolutely no. They have this feed that constantly is running down the page. And we, as best-selling authors, have to stay in that feed over time. You can't just do it once and think that you're going to be good forever. So, content marketing keeps you in people's feed. Content marketing also makes it easy to build your tribe through share-worthy content, because when somebody finds something cool, they share it with their friends, and their friends can become your friends. And the bottom line, this whole thing, is that the bigger your tribe, the more sales you're gonna make. That's real simple. So, it's all about being the best-selling author, not the best writing author. Robert Kiyosaki was the one who said that, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad guy. Here's another cool author I hope you like. The best-selling authors consistently market their books to their tribe every single day. That's how you're going to make it as an author, consistently marketing to your tribe every single day. And we do that with content marketing. Now, this does not have an updated total of it, but we actually sold 9,000 copies of my book in 10 days, the first 10 days, because of the tribe. And the interesting thing is that my email server broke at the beginning of the launch. So I had spent all this time creating a pre-launch list, email list, and then I didn't realize when we were sending it out, none of the emails were actually going out. So for the first 72 hours, 95% of all the sales were coming as a direct result of just Facebook. And so that's the power of building a tribe with content marketing, specifically on social media and specifically on Facebook. So content marketing is key for both fiction and non-fiction authors to build your tribe. If you're a fiction author, you still need to build your tribe. And so we all must do content marketing if we want to sell books, sell coaching, sell speaking, classes, whatever. But there's a problem. How do you do it consistently without getting eaten alive in the time suck? Because, I don't know about you, but I can go over into Facebook and literally get eaten alive as far as my time getting sucked up and I don't even realize it. And that takes us to secret number 2. Secret number 2 is consistent content marketing comes down to ideation, creation, and distribution. You probably want to write those 3 words down. Ideation, creation, and distribution. So a lot of people struggle with how to create content consistently in bite-sized pieces. And it's easier and more fun a lot of times to come up with a new book idea than it is to come up with an idea for an article that you need to write today at 3:30 or 9:30. I mean, that's, you get busy, you check your email, and you're like, man, I need to do something today. And it never gets done. And that's because it's hard to do small stuff. So content marketing comes down to a 3-step process. It's ideation, creation, and distribution. We're going to talk about each one real quick. So ideation is basically coming up with ideas for good content, but in a very specific way. You need to be able to come up with good ideas fast, because sitting around and contemplating your navel isn't going to do you a whole lot of good in this fast-paced world. So your ideas also have to be relevant to your target audience, and most importantly, whatever ideas you come up with for creating content have to make it easy for you to quickly create that content. It's not in hours, because none of us have tons of extra hours, especially when we need to be a lot more prolific than we might be used to being. Second, it's got to be high quality. It's got to be good stuff, not crap like what most people are putting out. Now, I know it probably doesn't happen to you, but it seems to me, when I'm looking at a lot of people's Facebook feeds, that most of the stuff they're putting out is kind of junk. And so this is one of the ways that you can really stand out, is if you're putting out consistent, high quality content. The fourth key is it's got to be relevant. It's got to be what the tribe wants, because if it's not what they want, then they're not going to pay attention, and you're not going to build your tribe. And the fourth thing is you have to be prolific. You have to publish more than just once a week. Now I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. And the story is basically from 1998 to 2008, I was a syndicated newspaper columnist. Now I will prove this to you. Proof. This is kind of cool. So I actually dug this up so I can show you guys. I wrote a column called The Net Reporter. And for like the longest time, my mom never understood what I did, but she could at least tell everybody I wrote for the newspaper. It's like, hey mom, I do info marketing and sell my books, but I don't have a real publisher, but I'm still making money with them. But I write an article every week for the newspaper and it goes out all over the country. And my mom, whenever any of her friends would ask, hey, what does Jim do? She'd say, he writes for a newspaper and does some other stuff. So every Tuesday though, I would send out an article. And I mean, this is back in 2002, 2003. I would send out an article that was relevant from my newspaper column. And my column was due every Wednesday. So on Tuesdays, I would have it written and I would send it out to my list. And I had this real catchy sales copy I would send with it. I'd say, hey, my newspaper column runs tomorrow, but you get the scoop today. Yeah, it was real catchy, but people dug it and they were on the lookout for it because it was consistently delivered every single Tuesday. And the tribe was on the lookout, and if I ever took a week off or I was on vacation and I didn't send it, people would literally get worried. They would email in and say, hey, is Jim okay? Did he fall off a cliff? Did I get taken off the list? But the cool thing is, that's what I did, and that's how I built my list, I built my tribe. But those were the good old days, as we longed for those days just after the turn of the century. Now, you must publish something 3 to 4 times a day to stay on your tribe's radar, and nobody has time for that. I mean, I can't really hear what's going on in the room, but I think I can hear a collective sigh. What do you do 3 to 4 times a day? Are you nuts? Well, here's the thing. A big part of the solution is repurposing content chunks. So this is what I do, and I would recommend you do something similar. You take a chunk of content and you turn it into a bunch of different stuff. So you take that chunk and you do a video, you do it as an article, you do it as a tweet, you do it as a blog post, you do it as an infographic. And I'm gonna show you a real live case study here in just a minute that's gonna blow your mind, where we do exactly this. So I do this thing called Letting the Chickens Out with Jim. I don't know if any of you have ever seen it, and it is not letting the chickens out with my rubber chicken. It is letting the chickens out with real live chickens. We have like 30 of them. So what I do is 3 to 4 times a week, I actually go out into my chicken yard and I make a video that's 4 to 5 minutes long of me letting my chickens out. Now, it's not just me feeding the chickens, but what I do is I answer questions and I give tips. And so people all over the world tune in live. I don't question why someone would show up to watch a guy let out his chickens, but they do. And then what I do is I turn it into articles and blog posts and social media posts and YouTube content and more. That is my shtick. This is my super secret thing. I have barnyard animals that help me make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and you can too when you buy chicken raising secret. No, anyway, step 3 is distribution. And distribution, I mean, everybody gets so worked up about this. I'm just gonna tell you, it's so simple. Distribution boils down to a checklist. Once you've created content, it's real simple. I made this and it gets posted here, 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 and here. And the world is so much easier now. Distribution used to be the hardest part of the process. I mean, I tell the story about the 50-hour video. The first video I ever made and posted online was back in 2003, and it took me 50 hours to figure it out. It took an entire work week, and by the end, my wife was like, "What have you been doing?" I said, "Hey, look at this minute-and-a-half video I did. It'll play on dial-up, and she said, "Wow, that's why you've been a jerk all week." So it was kind of an inauspicious beginning. But now, you know, you look at what we're doing right now, with you guys seeing and hearing me. 10 years ago, what we were doing here would have cost us $10,000 to do just some video distribution like this. And 15 years ago, it was impossible. There's no way that I could be sitting in my home office and we would be doing this. So distribution has gotten so much easier. Now distribution is the easiest part. You create content, you can put on Medium, you can put on your own blog with WordPress, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can access billions of people. Is that not amazing? I think so. So, to let the cat out of the bag, the two-part secret to success for this whole thing is coming up with good ideas fast and plugging those ideas into a system and tools to help you create unique, good content fast so you can use it to build your tribe and make consistent sales. Now you might be thinking, okay, Jim, I can come up with content, but how does content translate into sales of my books or my courses or my speeches or my products? And that brings us to secret number 3. You don't have to be a salesperson to sell a lot of books or anything else. Now, here's the big misconception. People think you have to be a cheesy salesman to sell, and that is not true. Strategies sell books, not salespeople. If salespeople could sell books, then all my books would be being sold by all the people who used to sell the Encyclopedia Britannica door to door, who ran out of a job when it all went online. You don't sell books. You sell the solution to a problem. Listen to me, you should be writing stuff down if you're not already. You sell the solution to a problem and/or you sell a desire satisfied. You sell a solution to a problem or a desire satisfied. And this is the great part, okay? Your book is the vehicle for the satisfaction that you're actually selling. So, how does content marketing factor in with all of this? It's actually really simple. Your content marketing, your videos, your articles, your Facebook Lives, your infographics, all that stuff, your memes, your content marketing raises the awareness of the problem, the solution, and the desired satisfied. Okay? That's it. Your content marketing raises the awareness, and that increased awareness creates desire. Increased awareness creates desire. Again, this is a writer downer. Increased awareness creates desire. And then once you've raised that desire, you simply invite people to the next step in your sales process. And that next step in your process is buy my book, attend my webinar, join my Facebook group, join my email list, or call this number. That's all you gotta do. It's a real simple process. You put out great content and you invite people to take the next step. If you want to sell a lot of books, you need to use tools and strategies to systematize your content marketing daily. You've got to systematize and you've got to do it daily. The bottom line is systems sell books. Write this down. Systems sell books. You don't sell 11,000 books in 28 days without systems in place. And creative people using systems sell a lot more books a lot faster. So, let me ask you this. What if you could cut the entire content marketing process down from hours or days to just minutes? How cool would that be? Would that be awesome? So, what if you could do it all with just a click of a mouse? Would that be even better? Say yes. Okay. So, I'd like to introduce you to Author Wizards, which is a joint venture between Carrie, David, and myself. And this is your push-button solution to enjoy rockstar author status, sell truckloads of books, and build a rabid tribe of followers and fans in as little as 15 minutes a day. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of pre-recorded demos. I love when they do on those TV shows, portions of this program were pre-recorded, not to affect the outcome. So that I could make this as nice and smooth for you, I pre-recorded a couple of things and I want to play for you. But you might ask, okay, what is Author Wizards and what does it do for you as an author? So I've got a little quick 3-minute video that I want to play for you.